my name is Cynthia. Welcome to Apollo School Online. This is a drawing that we're gonna do for this class. Are you ready? Are you going to prepare your tools? And let's see what tools we're gonna need for today. Alright, today we're gonna use the pencil crayon to do the work. So let's see what media that we need to use. Alright, first of all, we talk about the papers. So we need to use the sketch paper. Alright, so you have to check your book, the drawing papers. Are they written on the cover with sketchbook? Alright, if you have those, that is the good one. Alright, you might using this one, mixed media. So this paper that we can use for dry media like sketch, like pencil crayon, and also can use for watercolor. Alright, so if you have this, that will be great as well. Alright, so sketchbook or mixed media. If you don't have any one of them, you can use the printing paper. Alright, printing paper is work for the dry media as well. Alright, sketchbook, mixed media papers, or the printing paper. And of course, we need to use a pencil to do the work, right? A pencils, a nice erasers, and the sharpener. Alright? I'm sure you have those. And especially I want to describe about the tracing markers. Alright? I'm looking for two different sizes. One is the 5 points markers. Looks like the big triangle on the top. It shows a thick line on the paper. And the other one is the ultra 5 points marker. It looks like the needle is very small and pointed. It will show a thin lines on the paper. Alright, so I need these two tracing markers. 5 points, ultra 5 points. So what if you don't have the needle marker, the ultra 5 points? You can use the pencil crayon, find the black one, okay, to do the tracing. It will look like almost like the same. Alright? Alright, so make sure you have the right papers, the drawing tools, and the tracing markers. Okay, so now we can start to do our work. Alright, so we're gonna do a tea time party for today. So we need to have a dessert on the side, a cup of a drink. So we have two objects. Alright, so let's start to do the desserts. Alright, so if you have something special you want to do a cupcake, a piece of cake, or a pie, your choice, you can do it. Alright, but I will say how big is the dessert. It's not going to be too small, right? Because I'm greedy, I want to eat more. So it's about 1 hand size. But when you see, I make my oval very, very light. You barely to see it super bright. Why? Because I just want to know the size, how big it's supposed to be on my paper, right? Which means I'm gonna erase it when I finish my desserts. Alright, so make sure you can place a hand into the oval. Alright, so that's how big my dessert is supposed to be. Like this big, a hand size. Alright, so let's see. What I'm gonna do, I want to do a cupcake. I like to have the cupcake. So let's see. I want to have 2 diagonal lines from the left, straight down, okay, like a slide. And almost touch my oval. I'm not going to making them too small. Alright, as I mentioned, I want to eat big and more, right? Not teeny and tiny. So diagonal line, how big it's supposed to be? About 4 fingers. I can place my 4 fingers on top of diagonal lines about this big. And I'm gonna do on the other side, but from the right to the left. Same thing, diagonal line. Like they are shrinking from big to small. Alright? And we want to use a smile to close the buttons. Now I have a cup. Alright, And cupcake has a wet paper, so we have to do the curly line. Very small, not too tiny, but small. All right, smaller than your 1 fingers. And close it. From the left to the right or from the right to the left, doesn't matter. I want to see the curly lines. Okay, and that's a wet paper. So which means we need to have some textures, a little linear to show that's a wet paper. Okay, so the line, you don't have to do too much. 2 on the side, 5 at the middle, and maybe 2, 3, 2 short one, and the third one is longer. That's it. We only want to show the textures. It doesn't have to go that crazy. I have 2 longer ones on the side. 1, 2, 1, 2. 5 at the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 in betweens. Alright, no one use the ruler freehand. It doesn't have to be perfect. Alright? Okay, now I want to borrow the fingers, the thumb. Put that on the side. Over the cup a little bit. Do a letter C about a thumb size. And this much. Alright, and turn another way. I know it's a little bit hard to do, but try. So our hand is our ruler. So I have 2 small letters C on each side, about a good job size. 1 here, 1 there. All right, now I want to do a big bridge. It looks like that, a curve. You can say that's a rainbow, it's okay. And touch from the left to the right. All right? It might not be easy to do a smooth curve bridge in between, so take your time to do it. All right? If a little bit bumpy, it's okay. If too much bumpy, you can erase it and retry it again. All right? Try to make big, smooth curve. So you might have the question, what's that? That's icing on my cupcake. I like to have the sweet one. Okay, so which means we might have some dripping. The dripping, some big, some small, some big, some small. They are not organized. Alright, then I can erase the oval. Remember I told you the oval just helping us to find the place and the size. Then we don't need them when we finish the cupcake. Alright, so feel free if you want to add some topping on it, like strawberry, gummy bear, gummy worm, marshmallows, or sprinkle, or anything. Alright, there's no right or wrong answers for the favors. Alright, so now it's your time to start to decorate your cupcakes. Okay, we finished the dessert. Remember, we need to have a cup of drink. All right, so we can have a tea time party. All right, so we need to have a cup. So I want to borrow 2 fingers about this high. How high? Where we have the icing. They're on the same level. Not below, not middle, but slightly higher, like the same level as the icing. 2 fingers. So that's. We have 2 points, 1 and 2. About 2 fingers. You can do 3, but no ones have to be 2 or 3s. All right. Then place about how big it's supposed to be. About the same size as the cupcake. About the same. That and that should look almost like the same. It doesn't have to be exactly, but similar. Not too small, but not too big. All right, about the same size. So let's do the oval. From the points, touch the points, keep going, and go to my 4th one. And don't forget to close it. So we got the oval. Alright, not easy to make the smooth oval, but you can try it. If you make the mistake, remember you have the eraser to help you to fix it. Alright, so double lines, very, very thin, like a ring. This is the thickness of the cup. We are not making the cup with the piece of paper, right? That thin. We make by the glass. So you have to be a little bit thick, thicker than the paper. So double line, like the rings. So 1 and 2. Try your best. Don't be rushed. So we have the top, but we don't have the cup, right? So we do something like letter U. Alright, same thing. You have to be a little bit long and deep at the bottom. So we say that's the letter U. But the bottom looks like a curved line, so they are not going to stand properly, right? So we need to put the foot for the cup. Something like the dress, like the skirts. And double line at the bottom, same thing. We want it to be stronger, not too weak. Alright, that's the cup. And don't forget, we need to have a handle that we can carry the cup with our fingers. Alright, like the letter C, or you can say that looks like an ear. Alright, so take your time to fix the cup. So we need to have the oval, double rings, a letter U at the bottom. Looks like the skirts at the under the body. And we need to have a base to make the cup go stronger. Then we need to have a handle so that we can carry the cups. Alright, don't forget we need to have the drink. So we're going to have a small bridge from the left, a little bit curved, going to the right. A curved line. They are not straight. So that's my drink. Okay? So same, when you're done with the cup, you can decorate your cup. So some of the cup, they have the flower pattern on it. They can have the Mickey Mouse or something you like. Okay, if you want to add the Pokemon, the graphics on the cup, feel free to do it. Alright, so now it's the time for you to decorate your cup. Alright, so I decorate my cup. I add in a lot of fruit slice and do some patterns on the cup to make my cup looks fancy and personal, right? Then I add in a teaspoon because I think I'm drinking the tea, so I need to have a teaspoon. Okay, so that's my work. So you don't have to copy, you can do anything you want. Alright, so for the next, we're gonna do the tracing. Okay, so remember the tracing marker I asked you to prepare. One is the thick ones, one is the middle one. Okay, so where are we gonna use the thick one? Let's see. For the big area, that use the strawberry as a sample. The strawberry is big. It's big enough for me to trace, right? How about the leaf and the seed? If I use the thick marker to trace something small, everything will turn black. Then I'm not able to do the color after. So I'm gonna use the needle markers to trace somewhere small, even the leaf, right? Leaf is not big, so I'm gonna use the thin markers to trace. All right, so same thing, the sprinkle, I'm gonna use the thin markers. The texture, the line for the cupcake, we're gonna use the thin markers. And the decoration on the cup, I use the thin markers as well. Alright, so now you can start to do the tracing if you're done with your awesome pencil light. Alright, so now take your time, and after tracings, then we will start to do the colors. Alright, so now take your time to do the tracing work. Okay, so after we done the tracing, make sure you trace every small area. Okay, then grab your erasers to remove the pencil line. Okay, sometimes we will accidentally didn't trace on top of the pencil line, so we want to keep the paper clean, which means we need to erase the extra pencil line that we don't need it anymore. So we have to keep the paper looks clean, so when we start to do the colors, the color will be peeled, will be nice. All right, so we try to be patient to remove the pencil line. If you realize the pencil line is very hard to erase up, which means when you do the pencil outlining, you do it too hard. Okay, so you have to relax the pressures on the pencil. Okay, don't do it too hard and heavy, so it will be easier for you to erase. Alright, so for the next part, we can move the pencil, erasers, markers away, but you might need to keep the sharpener on the side. We're gonna start to do the colors. So that's my pencil crayon. Alright, I have lots of colors. Just grab whatever you need. Okay, it doesn't have to be many. Alright, so let's see. We have a few announcements for the colors. Alright, before I start to do the coloring on my papers, I'm gonna do some sample. Right here. Alright, so in Magic, I have to color my cherry. Let me do 3 different samples. That's my cherry. Alright, let me zoom in so you can see. So I know some of you want to finish the color very quick, so you might color like that, very fast. But what happened? The color keep coming out, right? And my cherry doesn't look like the cherry anymore because the color is very rough. And some of you might doing better than this one, right? It will look like that. We keep all the colors stay inside. That looks much better. I have to say that looks much better. No color coming out. But what happened here? We have too much white space, right? So I want everyone try to make the color go very smooth. So which means you have to be slow down and be patient. I can color around of the cherry first, right? And color at the middle, and let's see what happens. The first one, the scribbling. We have too much color coming out, so we don't want to do the color like this. This one is much better, but we do have too much white space, so don't do this one. And this one, nothing coming out, no white space in between. This is a good one. Alright, so we try to color them very smooth and very clean and very neat. Alright? Okay. So you can use any color because different color present different flavors. Alright? So for example, if you want to have the chocolate cupcake, then you can use the chocolate color. Green tea flavors, you can use the green tea color. The strawberry color, you can use the strawberry colors. Alright, so now you can start. So make sure you are not doing the scribblings. No white space. Try to make the color go very solid. take your time. If you haven't done the coloring, it's okay. So just make sure all the small area has their own color. So even my sprinkle, right? They're very tiny, but I still leave the color for them. Right? I'm using a bunch of the color. So you have to be patient. So our drawing can be even better and better. Alright? So don't be rushed. Take your time. Good art always takes time. Alright? So for who is finished, feel free to sign the name and write down the date. And that's the drawing for today.